China, Japan, and the UK are among the nations that are upset over Trump's tariffs. President Trump's plan to put high tariffs on goods imported into the United States from numerous countries across the world has drawn criticism from a wide range of nations, including China, Japan, the United Kingdom, and others. Several nations have expressed their outrage at Trump's declaration, with many referring to his new tariffs as a trade war. At a press conference held at the White House on Wednesday at 4 p.m. local time in Washington, 2 a.m. Bangladesh time, he declared the tariffs would be implemented. Japan's Trade Minister Yoshihito responded to Trump's announcement of new tariffs by saying, "I strongly encourage Washington not to apply it to Japan, and this unilateral tariff action by the United States is very disappointing." In contrast, Beijing declared that it strongly rejects the additional U.S. export duties and promised to take action to defend its interests and rights. According to China's Ministry of Commerce, the U.S. tariffs will seriously harm the party's legitimate rights and interests and are in violation of international trade regulations. The taxes would simply increase the number of people impacted, according to the German Automotive Industry Association, VDA. The VDA added that the alliance is showing interest in reaching a solution and that the European Union (EU) is now urging them to cooperate. The largest market for the German chemical industry is the United States. According to the firm, agitation will only increase the damage, thus the EU should have a cool head. The United States, on the other hand, imposes a 24% duty on Japanese goods. Yoshihito, the nation's trade minister, denounced Trump's action. Yoshihito said, "I strongly urge Washington not to apply this unilateral tariff action by the United States to Japan. It is very regrettable." Yoshimasa Hayashi, the chief cabinet secretary for Japan, warned reporters that the taxes might be in violation of both the two countries' trade agreements and World Trade Organization (WTO) regulations. According to British Trade Minister Jonathan Reynolds, the UK will continue to be composed and dedicated to negotiating an economic agreement with the US. According to him, the 10% tax placed on UK exports might be lowered with the aid of such an arrangement. But British Minister Jonathan Reynolds went on to say, "As a countermeasure, nothing is out of the question. We will make advantage of everything that is available to us without hesitation." Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, issued a warning that the tariffs would drastically alter the international economic system. "We will implement countermeasures in response to these levies. We will safeguard our employees," he continued. The Economic Reciprocity Law, which was enacted by the Brazilian Congress, gives the executive branch the authority to levy a 10% tax on exports from the biggest economy in Latin America. After the Senate gave its approval, the law was unanimously passed by the House of Representatives. After Canada, Brazil, a significant South American economic force, is the biggest exporter of steel to the U.S. The nation exported 4 million tons of steel to the U.S. in 2024. After the introduction of a 31% duty on Switzerland, the country's president Karen Keller-Sutter announced that the government will shortly decide on what steps to take next. "The nation's long-term economic interests are a priority," the Swiss president continued. "Respect for free trade and international law are also essential." The U.S. government currently believes that by imposing huge taxes on its imports, it can improve its output, income and jobs, stated President Gustavo Petro of Colombia. "I think this might be a serious error." In response to Trump's 36% tariff, Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra stated that his administration had a strong plan in place. Through talks, Pattangtarn seeks to lower the fee. He added that measures will be taken by his government to lessen the effects of the additional tariffs. Global prosperity was threatened by Trump's new policies, according to Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen. "World commerce has put us in a better position," Rasmussen continued. "The world has gotten richer, severe poverty has decreased, child mortality has decreased. And we have all lived longer in this generation." Rasmussen remarked, "I am sad to see everything in Europe being imperiled by an undesired trade war." President Gustavo Petro of Colombia remarked that Trump's decision to impose heavy tariffs was a mistake. The U.S. administration currently thinks it can improve its productivity, income and jobs by placing large tariffs on its imports. "In my perspective, this may be a tremendous error," Petro remarked.